London was one area that went against the trend. London voted some 70% to remain. So what's it like being a Leaver in London? Joining me now is the founder of Leavers in London, Lucy Harris. Has it been ghastly?
It hasn't been ghastly, but it could be better. You say, 70% voted Remain in London. It's 40.1% voted Leave. That's 1.6 million people who have voted Leave in London, and I feel that they haven't got a voice. So I've set up Leavers of London. It's a place where people can come, socialise, talk about the Leave vote, talk about how they want Brexit to be, talk about how they want the country to be after the Leave vote.
But why is it necessary to have sort of apartheid like this?
It's not an apartheid. Actually, our group welcomes Remainers, curious Remainers who want to get to know more about Leave voters in London. And I think it's a fantastic opportunity to make sure that we have a connection between those two.
I mean, what are the sort of things that have happened that made you feel it might be a good idea to have a sort of semi-safe space? If I could put it
I would never call it a safe space. Like I said, we welcome everyone. In fact, we're an extremely diverse group for political opinion, ethnic backgrounds. It's, very, very diverse. But what's happened? So we've had quite a few horrific stories come through into my group. We've had a teacher who's had papers thrown at her whilst teaching, teachers having thrown papers at her. She was told to go sit in the IT room to eat her lunch. We've had musicians been turned down for work, freelance work, friends breaking up, relationships breaking up. It's been, socially, it's been a bit of a catastrophe, but that's why we're here. We're here to bring back, we're the glue, as it were.
Of course, on the other side, there have also been reports of Europeans in this country being made to feel uncomfortable.
Of course, and that really does highlight the division in society, and that's why I think we really have to start a discussion. We can't keep calling people racist, and we can't keep attacking one another. We have to come back together and really work out the type of country we want in the future.
I mean, given the divisions that have been stirred up, do you think it was a good idea to have a referendum?
Well, I mean, logically, it had to have happened. I mean, we have to have a referendum. We have to discuss this sort of thing. So, yes, I think so, yes.
But why on this subject rather than the myriad other subjects where people have differing opinions? Why have a referendum on this?
Well, I really think that it was always going to be an issue of democracy. And when you look at something like the EU, when it's a top-down democracy and not a bottom-up democracy, which, by the way, is a technocracy, I think it was a real matter for the people to decide. Do you want to live in a technocratic state or super state, or would you like to live in a democratic state? And
do you think, as the whole Brexit process has unrolled, has it made you more or less convinced that you're a Leaver?
Oh, so convinced. Absolutely, yes. And I think I can speak on behalf of my group as well. We're all very much Leaver.
Why? What's going so great?
Well, the very fact the conversation's been opened up is a good thing. What's going so great? Well, we will leave the ECJ, we will leave the single market, and we will leave the customs union. That is a true Brexit, and we're excited about it.
Those are negatives. I mean, what are the positives?
I think it's a positive. We're going into the world. It's global Britain. We're going into the big world as Britain, and we're going to make a good job of it. So it's an exciting time.
Why do you think London was heavily for Remain?
Well, I don't think I could answer that. I think someone who was a Remain voter in London should be answering that. But I do question as to why not more people were Leave, because we're talking about democracy here.
One argument that's put forward, I don't know whether you think it's true or not, is that London is one of the most diverse parts of the UK. It's seen the effects of people from different countries and different backgrounds coming together, and we're all quite happy about it.
Well, I mean, 1.6 million people did vote Leave,
yeah, but
and I think it's quite important to focus on that sort of angle as well. You can talk about Remain as much as you want, but the question
majority,
really is...
I mean, it's the majority, and it's interesting that some places, Scotland being another, Northern Ireland here, voted Remain, whereas other parts of the country didn't. I'm just wondering what you think the differences are.
I don't know. I really wouldn't know what the differences would be. I mean, I'm surprised that more people didn't vote Leave, to be fair, in London. I think it makes sense to vote Leave in London. I can't really talk on behalf of Remain voters of why they voted Remain.
OK, Lucy Harris, thank you very much indeed.